Tracy here. Today I'm going to share with you my spring mini album, and I have to thank Sharon from NJ Garden Girl 1961 for this, as she had contacted me and asked if she can send me a mini album kit because she wanted to see what I could do with it. And you know I love my mini albums, so of course I said yes. And this is just gorgeous. The mini album, I love the scroll work in here. It's just beautiful, and the papers and the flowers and the lace and everything in there was gorgeous. So let me share it with you. But before I get into the whole album, I want to show you the makings of it. I used, following the paper trail, I'm pretty sure she calls it Stack the Deck, and that's what I used for this mini album. And I really like how it turned out because it gives you a lot of room in between each page. And because of that, I had to change the album a bit, because the pieces that the pieces that Sharon gave me, she had already pre-punched out, which was great for this part, but it had the little holes, so I had to find ways to hide these little holes, and I'll share that with you. But first, let's get into the actual mini. And here's the front, and these two flowers here came with the kit, and then I added this flower. I just love these flowers, they're so pretty. And then I added some smaller ones, and I inked those up and added a few brown, and I added a jewel, and I added this little tiny bird that I had in my stash for, I'm saying probably over 20 years. Probably, yeah, at least 20 years old, if not more. And what I did was some of the lace, or I'm sorry, some of the ribbon that I had gotten in the kit, I just gathered it a bit, and I wanted it to look like he was sitting on a little nest. And then I added a stick pin, and then one of these butterflies that I colored up. And then the side here, I added some of the lace on here too, and this is vintage lace. I bet you this is all crocheted vintage. I think it's probably from her mother or her grandmother, because she had said that she had given some of that lace away in the kit as well. And then this is just one of my stickers that I had in my stash. And then this came in the kit. I put this together, the book plate and then the chipboard. And I was going to put this on the front of the album, but it just was too overcrowded, so I thought I'd put it on the back, and then my little stamp I like to use. So that is the whole cover and back of the mini. Now we'll open up and look inside. And this is how I had to hide the holes that were punched. I just added some lace. And I'm quite proud of myself, really, because if you look at a lot of my other mini albums, I don't use a lot of lace. And I really went to town on it. For me, anyway, I think I'll be using a lot more of it. It was fun to play around with. And this is a sticker that was in the collection. And I backed it on some burgundy cardstock. I like everything to pop, so by backing it on cardstock, it really helps that. And every page, I have a theme here. I have a burgundy page, then a blue page, or a green page, then a blue page, and then I do it all over again. So I kept those colors in order, and I love this paper here. Look at those birds, aren't they gorgeous? It's just, this whole paper line is just beautiful. And here I just left these two corners open, so if somebody wanted to put a picture in, they could. Or I would probably just put a little picture here and leave that the way it is because it's so pretty. And then these beautiful beads. Oh, and then because it's in envelopes, it has a tag. And I like this paper because not only is it pretty, it has grid lines, so it's easy to write nice straight lines. And then this side here. And then the next page, the green page, is another sticker that I backed with cardstock. And cardstock and the envelopes and a little bit of chipboard is about the only thing that I added to the mini. And then this side here, this pocket came with the collection, but it was a little too brown. I didn't like the color of it, so I just inked it up with some green ink, and I like that the foil resisted the ink because you can still see it just perfectly. It's beautiful. And then this tag has a sticker, and it says plant kindness, gather love. And then this side here has another sticker from the collection. And then this tag here, I just used some of the paper and then some journaling. And then this blue page here, this was, because I used a lot of the paper, like I said, this is how the paper had come. It was already pre-cut, and so I didn't need all the intricate detail, so I cut that off, and then I used the rest of the paper to back the pages. So I had a few of these pieces left over, so I decided to make a pocket. I stamped on this sticker and backed it up with some more cardstock, and then here are some tags that came from the collection. They were a lot longer. I just cut them down and inked them, as I ink everything. So, and this here, this is a rub-on, and I don't usually use rub-ons. I don't know why. It's not that I don't like them. It's just I never think of buying them, and I think that's really pretty. It turned out nice. And then the second one, and again I added a little rub-on bird. And then this page, I just added some ribbon. And this paper here was actually the same color as, let me get this one here. It was this color here, this cream. And it was too bright for that. So what I did was I inked it up with some blue ink. And then this was just clear, like it had no color on it. And I colored the flower with my Copic. And then this tag, again, place for journaling, and then some leftover paper from the papers. And this is a beautiful page. I just love this bird, and this pocket came like this. It's just beautiful, and I just made a tag, and again I used some of the leftover paper from the edges here, and then I just left this part blank. And then this here is a sticker, and I've backed it up with the burgundy cardstock again, and same with this. It's just backed with some burgundy cardstock, and I left the corners open so they can put a picture in there. And again, the tags are all more or less the same. They have a place for journaling and a place for a picture. And then the green one, lifted it up so you can put a picture, and this is actually the size of the tags. I had to cut them down for the up and down pockets, but this one here, it was fine. And then I stamped the lines on, and this fern is also a rub-on. And here is this one for this tag here. And then the second last page, this was a pocket. Actually, I made this pocket, and I put a sticker on there that came with the collection, and I added a little bit of lace. And this is vintage lace. You can tell the difference. This is like crocheted vintage lace. It's beautiful. And then this tag, I had to cut it from the top because the bottom, if I would have cut it to shorten it, it would have taken off all the flowers. And I didn't want to do that. So I took it from the top, and then I cut the corners and punched it and just made my own little reinforcement there. And here's the back, and also those are rub-ons. And then the last, or second last page, I left that open so you can put a picture there. And this tag for journaling, and that says Sheer Bliss. And then the last page, I just like that paper, so I didn't want to cover it up too much, and then I left that open too. And here's the back. I was really planning on making this a really interactive mini album, but since I made my last one, my Alice in Wonderland, I think I needed a little bit of a break from all the interaction and creativity and all that type of stuff. So I made this one a little bit simpler, but I think it turned out really pretty. I'm really, really happy with it. So I just want to thank you so much, Sharon, for thinking of me. I'm really touched that you sent this my way. And it was so nice to get down here and get away from reality and work with some beautiful flowers, because we had a snow/ice storm, and some of the highways were closed and the buses were canceled, so it was nice to come down here and play with some pretty papers and some pretty flowers. So thank you everybody for watching, and again, thank you so much, Sharon, for thinking of me, and you have really honestly touched my heart. So thanks everybody. Bye now.